Very good day to Rashid, our dearest lecturer. So today we are from Group 1 and we will be presenting our project and the topic that we have chosen is cocoa. So before we start, let me just briefly introduce myself. My name is Anasandra Yusuf Alai Schoolfred and my metric number is 201173. Before going any further, let me just briefly introduce about the cocoa. So cocoa tree, the scientific name of cocoa is Theobroma cacao. It came from the genus group of Theobroma. Although it has more than 20 species in this genus group, the Theobroma cacao is the one that have been extensively cultivated around the world. The product of cocoa tree is the cocoa beans, where it requires processing, which includes fermentation, roasting, grinding, and also mixing before the being processed into another edible product. So this is just a illustration of the process that cocoa beans go through to turn it into products such as chocolate bar or cocoa powders or any other edible products. Okay, so I will continue the presentation, which is about the drainage. So drainage is basically related to the process and practices implemented to remove surplus water from the surface and the soil profile of the land that farmers use as their agricultural site. So Easton et al. Claim that improvement in crop yields and decrement of year-to-year yield variability could be achieved through the implementation of drainage system and giving trafficable conditions for field activities. So, for enhancing the drainage of any agricultural sites can be accomplished by three principal means. The first one is establishing subsurface style drains below the subsurface of the soil. And the second one is surface fishing. The next is land shaping. So the subsurface drainage and discharge drainage both work to reduce the level of water table below the root zone of crop in the soil. The land shaping works to restrain water seepage on soils with small infiltration rate. Okay. So there are several benefits if you implement the drainage system for your plantation site. The first one is it can improve the erosion of soil. Second is increased trafficability. Third, deeper root system. Number four is it can reduce year-to-year variability. This actually happens when the cocoa are planted or the cocoa or any other crops are planted at sites where the soils have very low infiltration rate. And then number five, earlier planting of crops. This can happen because of the removal of moisture from the soil. Uh, when the excess moisture are removed, we can enhance the planting of crops earlier. Last but not least, it can also lower the risk of soil erosion and surface runoff. So the drainage system in cocoa plantation, it comprises of network of associated fields, collection drains, and also main drains. The field drain is placed, we have one field drain for every 4 to 12 rows of cocoa tree, and the collection drain are placed 180 to 450 meters apart. For farmers who plant cocoas at areas that have peat soil or surface soils which are quite low in their infiltration rate, barriers are constructed to keep water level below 100 centimeters from the surface. And water gates are constructed at the end of the discharge. The maintenance of a drainage system for in the cocoa plantation includes sediment removal and also flushing on rainy days. The flushing on rainy days are done to remove the acidity in the irrigation water. So that's all for me. I will the presentation will continue by my friend. Thank you.
I will be presenting about the alignment of cocoa crops, or known as industrial crops. The aligning of the orchard layout is a critical operation because the arrangement of fruit crops in the plot is meticulously planned to ensure the proper development. And in order to accommodate the required amount of crops per unit area, it's also used to improve the orchid aesthetic appearance to make it more pleasant to our eyes. So, the factors considered critical for proper orchid layout are planting system and planting range of individual fruit species, which again provides the following benefits. These are the benefits. It allows equal distances between trees to ensure uniform growth, and it also permits simple operations such as cultivation, intercropping, irrigation, spraying of pesticides, and growth regulators and harvesting. It's also appropriate use of orchard space in order to avoid land wastage. And another benefits is to contribute to the orchard's proper supervision and management. And last one is allow periodic area expansions to ensure that subsequent plantings match the existing orchard plantings. Okay, these are the planting system used for industrial crop. Our crop is cocoa, and the planting system to be used is determined by factors like slope of the ground, the purpose for which the orchard area will be utilized, and the years of the system. Fruit trees, such as cocoa, should be planted according to one of six standard planting systems: square system, rectangular system, triangular system, hexagonal system, quincunx system, and also contour system. So in our orchid crops, we will use contour system in a hillside. Next is the materials used in cocoa site development. So we are going to focus on planning and design with geospatial analysis and data. This one is actually a precision farming principles and supporting technologies such as global positioning systems (GPS) and geographic information systems (GIS) have altered agriculture practices by expanding the potential for spatial precision in field management, stated by Stafford in 2000. Hence, these are the systems used to develop industrial crop orchid. First is LIDAR. It's also known as light detection and ranging. It is used as a remote sensing method used to examine the surface of the earth. And second is DEMS. It's also known as digital elevation models. The function is raster files with elevation data for each raster cell. And the third one is GIS, known as Geographic Information System. This one is a computer system that analyzes and displays geographically referenced information. It uses data that is attached to a unique location. And the fourth one is GPS, known as Global Positioning System. It provides user with positioning, navigation, and timing (PNT) services. This system consists of three segments: the space segments, the control segments, and the user segments. All these three segments have their interrelationships with the GPS. So that is all from me. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Nurfaris binti Suliman, metric number 202472. I will continue to present the proposal about our group is how to plant a cocoa. Okay. First of all, how to choose the land. Okay. Cocoa grows best on deep, well-drained soil with a depth of at least 1.5 meters, which is a sandy clay loam is the most productive, and soils with at least 3% organic matter are preferred. Low pH at depth in the soil can also be a concern, especially in established crop. Okay, cocoa is grown in the shade of trees or alongside with another crops. It can also be planted in forests by tint to provide desired shadow level. Cocoa seedlings are planted in 50 centimeter compost filled trench with a 2.7 multiply with 5.4 meter spacing. Okay, next irrigation. Irrigation is a most important part of grows the cocoa. Usually, young cocoa plants should be irrigated often at 3 days interval in the dry season. Drip irrigation is the most efficient way to use water for cocoa farming. It is also possible to apply fertilizer via drip to maximize the fertilizer use and limit weed development. Okay, for sandy soil, a drip irrigation system prevent water loss owing to runoff, evaporation or deep percolation. Given the fact that water resources are depleting on a daily basis, the necessity to expand alternative irrigation source has become also critical. Okay, usually traditional agriculture practice are usually inefficient and waste a lot of manpower and also water. As a result, an IoT-based autonomous drip irrigation system is created. This technique is in use at the Malaysian Cocoa MCB Bagan Datuk Cocoa Farm Nursery. The smart cocoa monitoring system with IRT for automatic drip watering is designed to assist healthy plant growth by creating optimal soil moisture level through a proper irrigation frequencies. As a result, a consistent supply of water and nutrient is essential for healthy trees and excellent bean yields. Okay, here is a picture about the irrigation system for the young cocoa at Malaysian Cocoa Bagan Datuk Perak. Okay, thank you. That's all from me.
Assalamualaikum and very good day, Prof. My name is Nur Shafika Sigam binti Muhammad Azroy with matrix number 201253. So today I would love to present about Earth's surface. As Prof know, our group 1 has choose cocoa as our crop for this proposal. Cocoa is a good plant for agricultural business. Thus, it is also good planting on the hillside. This is why our group has choose hillside as our planting area. There are several types of slope. First is crease, second is free face or cliff, third is talus slope, fourth is pediment slope, which is the lowest slope. And from this, our group have decided to choose pediment slope area. Pediment slope area have gentle slope that covered with fine sediment from talus slope. It is very useful for human activities. It does not need to level or build terrace. And topsoil, organic material from A, which is crease, B, free face, C, talus slope area with flowing to D area. And this will cause our plantation area rich in nutrient. So this is the advantage planting at hillside. It is protected from flood, even on lower land are flooded. Harvesting and transplanting are able to continue. The angle of the sun helps evaporation process faster. Shade plant on north facing side help the plant from hot afternoon sun. As we choose slopy area as our planting area, the high just risk that we are taking is landslide. This is why we as our group member, we're thinking about landslide prevention, which is modifying slope geometry, using chemical agent to reinforce slope material. If we have enough budget, we can install structure such as pile and retaining wall, routing rock joint and fissures, diverting debris pathway, and rerouting surface and underwater drainage. This is our farm planning plan. As I said below, we choose pediment slope as our agriculture component. It is a big advantage for us to keep the crease until the talus slope as a forestry component, because the organic material from the forest area will run off to the agriculture component when there's a rain, and our plantation area will have higher nutrient from the forestry organic material. On the right side, as we can see here, this is our planning on how to do the drainage, how to make the irrigation smooth on our agricultural area, even when there are less rainy season. So this is our soil structure. From this drawing, it shows that the pediment slope that we are going to use for our agricultural activity are from 20 and below, while the forestry component will start from 20 and above. So that is all from me. Thank you.